What's up, guys, and welcome back to another career mode. This is our second series on this reboot of the channel, I should say, and we have gone along and have decided to play with Charlton Athletic as they have just been promoted to the Championship, which is the second tier division right below the English Premier League. They have just come off a playoff final victory against Sunderland United in League One. As you can see, the team there isn't the best in the world, but we want to try and sort of bring up a lower tiered team up into the top echelons of world football. Hopefully can bring them back to the Premier League, which they were, I believe, at least 8 to 10 years ago. I believe they were in the Premier League at one point. Also, with all of the promotions and everything, with real life football going down, I have decided to make those changes. As you can see here in the Premier League, I've put in Villa, in Norwich and Sheffield, down into League One. I have put down, I believe it was Bolton, who else? Ipswich Town was relegated as well, and I believe it was Rotherham United with MK Dons, Lincoln City, and Bury coming up from League 2, and those relegated to League 2 from League 1. I believe it was Cambridge United, Plymouth Argyle, and Schlumthrop United were relegated down. And the other teams joining us in the Championship were, let me see here, it was Charlton. They won the playoff. Let's see, can I remember off the top of my head? Bristol City, or Barnsley, has also joined us up. And Luton Town, also from League One, have joined us up. And those teams, obviously relegated down from the Premier League, were Cardiff City, Fulham, and Huddersfield. So it should be an interesting season here in the EFL Championship, as the top two teams get promotion, with the 3 through 6 having to battle it out for the playoff. I'm hoping for our squad to at least fight for the playoff spots, I should say. Also, with this series, with all the teams relegated and everything, I have gone on and done every major league with their relegations so far, including League 1, the Bundesliga, Bundesliga 2, and the third tier of the Bundesliga league, Serie A and Calcio B, I've done as well, and the La Liga and La Liga 1, 2, 3, I have also gone ahead and taken care of those promotions as well. And I want to take a look at the Champions League, but I'm not too sure how we are supposed to get there. I think you could do it through here. Yes, so I also went ahead and put the correct teams in their Champions League spots, just to give it a little bit more of a realistic feel. And I also went ahead on a website with all these team names that were qualified for the Champions League, and I have randomized them, so the groups are randomized. As you can see, Atletico, Young Boys, Manchester City, and PSG. That is a killer group right there. Lyon, Porto, Lokomotiv Moscow, and PSV. We have Napoli, Liverpool, FC Basel, and Shakhtar Donetsk. Chelsea, Club Brugge, Leverkusen, and Atlanta. FC Bayern Munich, Galatasaray, Spurs, and Valencia. Inter Milan, Baskir, I believe is how you say it. Lille, and then Real Madrid. And then we also have Dynamo Kiev. I know they actually didn't actually earn a Champions League spot in the Russian league, but I couldn't actually find the team. I believe it was Zenit. Zenit are actually not in this game this year, so I went ahead and put a team that had a similar color to them in, along with Juventus, Leipzig, and Ajax. And then we have Dortmund, CSK, and Moscow, which is another team that isn't actually in it, Barcelona, and Benfica. So a few teams that weren't actually in the game I had to replace with teams that are in the game, just to make it a little bit more realistic. And for this series, guys, we're going to do it a little bit differently with playing through the seasons, as we will actually go each episode each episode in this series will actually be a month of the calendar year. So episode 1 will be all of July, which will be the preseason, and then episode 2 will be all of August, so on and so forth, with the rest of the months, so September and October, all of those being one episode. And I will not be playing every single game, just to sort of give it a more of a realistic feel and a battle for the top. So we might play maybe 2 games an episode, simulate 4, or however many games in a month. So right here, we might play the 2 big games, which are against Fulham and Cardiff, and then we might simulate the other 3 against Blackburn, Sheffield Wednesday, and Bristol City, just to give it more of a realistic balance, to make it a little bit more difficult, which I've also went ahead and put the difficulty up on Legendary from, what is even before Legendary? I put it from Legendary to Ultimate, I believe is where I have it. Oh no, I don't. So we're going to put it on Ultimate, 4-minute halves, and hopefully that'll make it a little bit more realistic when I play the games, just so we're not winning every game. Also, the transfer budget is kind of unrealistic with 2.53 million to the squad. As a championship side, most squads have anywhere from 20 to 40 million in real life. So we're actually going to go ahead and we will, if I have one, we will use a financial takeover here. I'm not too sure how much it will actually give us, but I will only use about like 40 million to sort of make it realistic. So we will simulate ahead a little bit before this match against Paris FC, which we will actually simulate. We will actually simulate all the preseason, because I believe the tournament only actually gives us around like 2.4 million of a bonus. We have a transfer offer for our right back. Starting right back, he is our captain, 27 years of age. We're actually going to keep him around just because we need a solid player in the back. Probably wouldn't have gotten the deal done because I believe it was in one of the leagues elsewhere. And actually, that's perfect. They end up giving us 40 million to work with. So I've also went ahead earlier before the video and put out a bunch of sort of transfer lookouts, some positions that we kind of want to bolster up, like maybe get another attackman, another center midfield player, left back, and potentially another goalkeeper, because we are a little weak in that area. So we will actually simulate our first game here against Paris FC with our starting 11, and hopefully the game goes in our favor here, with Cullen right off the bat getting a yellow card in the first minute. The only real player I know on Charlton Athletic is Williams and Sarr, and we are down we're tied now 1-1 in the 45th minute as Cullen puts us up 2-1 here in the 58th minute as we are getting closer to the end of regular time. Can we pull away with a victory in the first game of the year? We can. Vetokili, I believe, is how his name is said, gets a goal in the 45th, and Cullen, midfield player on a yellow card, puts one in the 58th minute, and we get the victory in the first game of the preseason. Not too shabby from the team, as we are going to be playing Hearts, which I believe they are either a Northern Ireland team or a Scottish League team. We have an offer here for Ben Reeves, 26 years of age. They're not really offering anything close to what he is worth, so we are going to go ahead and reject that, as we will move along and simulate some more games. Again, hopefully we can get some more midfield boost. Our strikers are pretty decent. Maybe another center back, and definitely a left back and or goalkeeper to sort of bolster the back, just so we have a chance in the championship on these simulated games that we can actually win a game. And request. So getting into the second game here, we will also simulate this here against Hearts. They won barely 1-0 against CF Rail. They get a yellow card right off the bat, and we know what happened last game. When that happened to us, we came away with the victory as the 25th minute goes by, and they have another yellow card. 2 players, hopefully they could get a red, and they score the first goal here in the 37th minute. Can we counter and find a way to put one in the back of the net? It is looking very grim right now, guys. In the 70th minute, Bauer comes off. They have a chance, and we score on a penalty kick to tie the game. Vito, I'm gonna call him Vito Keely. That sounds about right. Vito Keely ties it in the 83rd minute on a penalty kick, and we should be close to the top of the table, I believe. I was gonna say we have to be at least top against these guys. We will go ahead and train up Aribo, I believe is how you say his name, Aribo. It might take me a little while to get used to some of these players' names just because they're so unknown. And we have a bunch of scouting in the email list, which I will go ahead and take a look at and get back to you guys in just a sec. So after that first wave of scouting for transfer potentials, we have a free agent here. Vincius, I believe, is how you say his name, from Hungary. Almost could qualify as a Brazilian with that last name. 28 years of age, defending 69, semi-decent. Acceleration and sprint speed is pretty nice, 68, 72. Stamina, not the best, 66, but strength, 78, reaction, 72, aggression, 71. Pretty decent, if you don't mind me saying so. Standing tackle, decent. Slide tackle, decent for the player of his quality. 68 marking, which is not too shabby. And we could potentially get a deal sealed with him, which we'll actually go ahead and try and sign him here, as we could potentially get him for about 10,000 of wage, which would be pretty nice. A nice potential new starting center back, potentially sort of a rotational role, as we'll offer an important for him. He wants 1-year contract length. We'll counter with 3, see if they accept that. They want a 1, so we'll counter with 2, which usually works. Normally, if they ask for a certain year, you're normally able to get more than 1 year above what they want. Doesn't want the release clause, which we are fine with. Hopefully he comes with some terms. He does so indeed. 11,000 on the wage. We'll get rid of the bonus to save a little bit of the money, and he should sign that deal. He wants 12, and that's okay with me because 12 is pretty decent. And we have a new center back player, and looking here to potentially bolster our center defensive mid position, since we are playing in a 4-1-2-1-2. We could potentially bring in Wallace, 23 years of age, 6'2", medium-high work rate, pretty good on the defensive end of things. Acceleration and sprint speed sort of low, but the aggression, composure, interception, strength, reactions all in the green. Ball control is pretty good for a center defensive mid at 74. Marking, shot power, long shots. He's a very good player, guys. Could work on the finishing a little bit, but he is not really going to be on our team for scoring goals. More so playing in the center back position role, and we will actually approach to buy. Oh, he's worth 10. He's 10 million. So we're actually going to hold off on that and see if we can try and bring in a different player at a cheaper rate. And if we can't find one, we will have to look elsewhere, as Pierce is 69, but he's kind of slow. And Pierce is new signing here. We will actually bring with us. We'll actually, man, he's a lot faster than these guys. Could honestly get rid of Bauer if we really want. He's 6'4", though. That's a nice height, so we'll actually put him in place right there. We'll actually probably get rid of Pierce, as that might be a good move for us. And we will simulate this next game, guys. Hopefully, we can come out of this with a victory here against CF Rayo. Actually, I want to see the table here. Do we need to actually win this game? We need to win this game we need to tie it, or we need Hearts to absolutely blow out Paris FC. But I believe either way, we will move on with a win or draw. Hopefully the squad can find a way as they get a yellow card. Williams, though, puts us up a 1-0 here in the 7th minute as we are getting halfway through the first half. Holding on to this narrow margin of lead. Taylor puts in a second, as that should seal the deal unless they have a crazy comeback. All we need is a tie. Taylor slots in a second on the day, and we are coming away with a victory as Zidane, not the Zidane you guys are used to hearing, but Zidane puts it in the 76th minute. Doesn't matter. We are on into the semifinals, and that should be a little bit more cash in our transfer fund, advancing on into the next round. And we have another batch of emails that I will get through, guys, and I will see you in just a second. So after consulting with the transfer market, not really market, but after our scouting, we have a few players here that we are looking at potentially bringing in. The biggest potential we have is Renato Sanchez, great player from Bayern Munich. Hasn't really had a great stint there, hasn't really played much. I know he was in the Premier League, I believe it was last year or the year before that. And we would like to bring him in. They're only asking around 12, so this will probably be the biggest buy before the semifinals here of Renato Sanchez. Could be the key player of the midfield. Would be pretty awesome to try and bring him in. We'll offer 11 million with a sell-on clause of 12. I feel like that's a fair deal there that they're getting, and they think that is fair. I know they were asking between 10 and 15, and I feel like that's a great deal. We can try and get Renato Sanchez here from Bayern Munich, which would be a huge steal, as we have some more scouting in the works, as we are down to 29 million in the transfer budget. We will try and get 4 years out of him, trying to get him to stay here, because we will be with Charlton Athletic for at least 2 seasons. He's asking for 23, which is way under what he is normally worth. We'll get rid of the bonus, leave the sign-on. He'll probably ask for the wage to be at the 26, and that's totally fine with me. 26 on the wage, and we have gotten our new star center midfield player, Renato Sanchez. Welcome to the club, mate. So Sanchez in the lineup at right center midfield, taking out Cullen. We have a pretty decent backup center attacking midfield player here with Fosu. So we might not really need to look too deep into the center attacking midfield position, although Williams is getting old, injury prone. If anyone here has watched the Sunderland United series on Netflix, he has been baffled with injuries and has considered walking away from the game. So we might consider getting a new center attacking midfield player and moving on from Danny Williams, I believe is his name. Or not Danny Williams. I forget his name, but it's Williams, and we're looking to move on from him. But before we get into any more transfers or anything, we will start off this semi-final leg with Sanchez wearing the number 18 uniform. I feel like that's a great number for him, and we score right off the bat in the first minute with Taylor off a yellow card from Pinto. So I'm assuming it might have been a free kick goal here in the semi-finals. Hopefully we can win this game and get a little bit more cash in our transfer budget, as Solly gets a yellow card in the 60th minute. Another goal scored by Vito Kili, up 2-0 here, and we will simulate the rest. No injuries, which is always good to see, and we are on into the final of the preseason tournament, and we will go ahead and develop Aribo a little bit more here. Hopefully he goes up in 1, and he does so indeed. He's up to a 68 overall, which is awesome. We have his passing, his vision, and long pass up to 70 rated. Working on some other stuff for him, but we'll also start a separate training session for Renato Sanchez, so we can alternate back and forth between the two, as we actually get a transfer offer for Aribo, $1 million or £1 million offered by the Seattle Sounders FC, and we will reject that offer because we want to keep him as long as possible. Another £700,000 to the transfer budget, and hopefully we can win this last game and are able to sort of push on starting strong as we get into the regular season of the championship. Do we have an email due to scouting? No, we do not. So we will actually go ahead and play this. We won't play it. We will simulate the final match because I believe the team has been playing great. I don't want to mess with the mojo. We're playing Hercules in the final here of the European International Cup with a cup, I believe it might be 1.5 million on the line here. Bilic in the 22nd minute with the yellow card. Hopefully we can find a way to win this final. Halftime approaches, substitutions should be made. They are, Page is injured. I believe he is our left back, but Taylor puts in a goal in the 65th minute. Peterson ties it for Hercules, and we were going to penalty kicks, and we actually end up winning on penalties. Sucks that we lost Page. Hopefully it's not for too long, but we were already looking to get a new left back, so that might be okay. We'll see how long he is out for. Page is only out for 4 days, so that's not bad. Not too bad at all. Board is happy with our performance, and we get $1 million added to the transfer budget, which is awesome. And we have a loan offer for Morgan, which we will definitely accept. He's only 55 overall rated. I believe Ackerton, we're looking to try and bring him in. And we will simulate a little bit more until we get some more emails, and I will be back to the transfer hub in just a second. And we actually get an offer in here for Pierce as 760,000 offered in. We will try and negotiate at least 820,000 pounds to try and squeeze out a little bit. See if they will go 830 and see if they bite on that. They do so indeed, so we should get a little bit out of him if all the terms are agreed upon with Jason Pierce. Transfer offer in for Marshall, who is a right or left midfield player, 31 years of age. And seeing as we are not in a formation that uses a right or left midfield player, we will actually go ahead and try and negotiate this a little bit more here. Try and at least get 450,000 out of him, which will end up getting us around 320,000 added on to the transfer budget. Hopefully they will agree. We'll go 460, see if they bite on that, and they do so indeed, which is pretty awesome. So hopefully everything gets done there and we have some more money to the transfer budget. So Pierce has sold, giving us an extra 600,000 euros in the transfer budget, as we will go ahead and look at our transfer hub right now to check and see some of the other players. I am currently searching for some more center defensive midfield players that are under 10 million, since we have to buy that release clause in order to talk to him still, which we will cancel there. We have a potential striker here, 6'5", high medium, pretty huge and actually pretty fast for a tall guy. This left back from Croatia, Borna Sosa, high medium work rate, pretty quick, 70s for the sprint speed, pretty decent on the price as well. Oh, we can't buy him, can we? Oh, we can't buy him. Never mind on Sosa. We have Zieler right now is our highest rated keeper that we were looking at. He's a little bit older, but he is also a 78 rated keeper, which would be nice. Potentially looking at another center back purchase here, as Zagdud from Borussia Dortmund, our old club, can also play left back. Pretty quick for a center back, 69. We never gave him a chance at Borussia Dortmund, but maybe we could give him a chance here in this game mode, which he could cost us up around 10 to 12 million. Could be very pricey. Also, Sergio Gomez, Spanish wonder kid, has a chance of coming up and being great. Stamina is not the best at 51, kind of sucks, but we could potentially bring him in. Same with Carl Darlow, a little bit cheaper than Zieler. I believe Zieler is 7 million and Darlow is around 2.8. So those are some potential buys right there. And we will look at some more left backs to try and bring in since we cannot get Sosa. And there will be more center defensive midfield players added to this list in just a second. Getting ahead of our first game, I know we said we would only do a month per episode, but we will actually make this the last part of this episode, the opening game against Hull City in the championship. We will also get into the transfer hub because we have some exciting news. We will try and get Wilfred Ndidi from Leicester City, center defensive midfield player, great overall player. He is a little bit on the pricey side, but we will go ahead and splurge the money. We will try and offer $19 million for this young man. He has a lot of potential to grow with the club as an 81 overall rated player. We do have some money, so we will offer $19 million with a sell-on clause of the 12 again, and see if they bite on that. We could get lucky here. They want $28 million. That's pricey, man. We'll go 21-1. Edit the sell-on clause to the 15 and see if they bite on that. God, they want 28. We still need a left back. We still need a keeper. I don't know. I don't know. Let's go 24. I don't know. We'll see if this works. I don't know if this will actually work out in our favor here, guys. They won 28. We're not going to be able to do it. That's just way too much. Unlucky on Ndidi. Man, that would have been really nice to get him. He is just an unreal player. Unreal. So we will move on to the keepers. We have two here to sort of work between. I'm not 100% sure who I want. Jeez. Darlow is probably getting for 2.8. Joe Hart has recently joined the club, so we're not getting Joe Hart. We're going to have to work with Carl Darlow, who's only worth 2.8, so we'll lowball them for 2.5. Hopefully we can get a deal done here. Man, that really sucks on Ndidi. We'll offer 2-1. See what they say. 2-5. Benitez. Work with me, buddy. Work with me. Let's go 2-3. Sell-on clause of 5%. Work with me, buddy. Work with me. He says, yes, Rafa Benitez. What a nice guy. Letting us buy their keeper. 73 overall rated keeper. Not too shabby at 6'3". Hopefully he can produce for us at least this season. Crucial first-team player. You got it, buddy. No worries there. 1-year contract. Man, that sucks. I wish he would have said 2 because we could have gotten 3. But we'll get 2 years out of him. Disregard release clause. He wants all of our money. We will say no to the bonus. And that's okay. We get Darlow. So we have a new keeper into the club, Carl Darlow, which is pretty nice. Better than a 69 rated overall keeper. I will take that any day of the week. And we could sell on Maxwell if we really wanted to. We'll probably sell on Reeves as well. And some of these other younger players, like, ooh, this guy's actually pretty good. Foster Caskey. Is he better? Parker. He's not really better than any of these players right now. He's better than Sarr. Better than Phillips. We'll bring him along because I don't believe our keeper's going to get injured. We need a center. We need to get a center back and a left wing or a left back player. But without further ado, guys, with our new signings, our new squad, our new career mode series, we will get into the first game here against Hull City and just stick with us. Hopefully you guys enjoy this series. If you do, drop a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe, because I will be dropping videos like crazy on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and potentially more in between, depending on my work schedule and everything else going. Our jerseys are pretty sweet. I like our white jerseys. They are looking fresh. And we are underway here on Ultimate Difficulty against Hull City. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I know I will. So let's get into it. Pretty exciting stuff getting this first game underway here in the EFL Championship. Newly promoted Charlton Athletic looking to stake their claim in the championship football level. Hopefully they will be able to get promoted into the Premier League for the first time in years, but it should be a tough year ahead of us, as we have a lower end team just coming out of League One fighting against some of the big dogs of the EFL Championship, and hopefully we can come out of this campaign with a positive and move on into next season, which we will be doing a second season with this team, and we are underway here on Ultimate Difficulty. Hopefully we'll be able to perform well, and we start off with a turnover here. Vinicius, Bielik, Sanchez, Aribo finds Sanchez. Aribo. I see a man down low. We have Page. No one's in the box, so I gotta work it back. Aribo. We find Sanchez. Sanchez is going to have a go from deep. Big shot on target gets us a corner kick here early in the game, as we might play this short, but we're going to play this in with Aribo. Plays a nice ball in near that near post. Taylor's there, unable to find it. Going to play this back into the box towards the back post. Decent effort off the first corner of the season. Definitely have some tall bodies that we can work with later on in the season. Off. As Hull City on the attack again. They've been on the attack most of the game here. And Aribo with a bad clear. Hull City have a chance. What a crucial interception there by the defender for us. I'll get his name here in just a second. I believe that was Vinicius. Or Vinicius. I don't know his name. Hull City. Working it well. Oh man, that was nasty. What a goal by Hull City. Kind of lucky. Keeper got a touch to it, but not enough, as Irving puts it into the back of the net, and we are on our heels here in the first game of the EFL Championship. Pretty unlucky there, as Hull slotted past the keeper, past the goal line, and it is a good goal. Unlucky, but we got to move on from that and sort of push on to try and get some goals. Goal kick taken by Hull City. Sully does well to try and win the ball, but our strikers unable to get there. We work the ball down to Page. Page making a good run here as he has some space. Gonna play this in towards the box! And I believe that was, what's his name? Aribo. I was going to say, I thought that was Aribo, and Aribo in the box finds a way to put us up even here against Hull City. Nice cross by Page. It was a beautiful run by Page, and Aribo goes short side on the keeper low, gets above the defender as he has some good position to get in between defenders on the cross, giving us that tie here away from home, and hopefully we can go on with a few minutes left in this game and take it away from Hull City with some good ball movement. Nice through ball in. And Page playing pretty well, honestly. Gets the deflection, and we are having to defend the corner here as they put a steamer in towards the box. We're just going to clear it away. No ifs, ands, or buts. We're just going to clear this away and regroup in the back as Vito Keeley kind of putting them under a little bit of pressure, holding them up, giving our team enough time to sort of regroup in the back as Williams gets Hull City working it up. Page unable to get there. Aribo clears it away, and we have a 1-1 draw here in the first game of the championship. Not a bad start. We're definitely outplayed that game. Our guys will have a little bit of a learning curve in the new league on the newer difficulty at the K-Com Stadium here. Not too bad for the boys. We will look to make some more transfers in the next episode, as we will try and bring in a new left back and a new center defensive midfield player. Potentially a center attacking midfield player, we will see. But that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you guys will enjoy this series, as Gabriel Jesus actually goes to PSG. Pretty crazy stuff there. Drop a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Please do subscribe if you are new to the channel, as we will be dropping a lot of videos here in the next couple weeks and throughout the summer, going into the fall and into the new FIFA 20. Hope you guys have a good day. Good weekend. I might drop a video on Saturday and Sunday, not too sure yet. Just stay updated on my Twitter, which is Duster McDangles on Twitter. So hope you guys have a good day, and as always, stay dusty.